point of the story? Well, chemistry happens in your head. You'll never see a real molecule. You can't pick one up and see what fits where. It's an imagined world. But we don't need to see molecules. And we knew the Earth was round long before astronauts went up into space to see it for themselves. But maybe we're getting to the stage now where we can sort of visualise atoms.
The thing that looks like a psychedelic egg box floating in mid-air is a representation of the surface of a matrix of just 50 carbon atoms of graphite. It's an image produced by a scanning, tunneling electron microscope, or STM.
The STM basically is kind of like a Braille microscope. It doesn't present you with an image, it presents you rather with a series of points that are scanned by a tip as it moves back and forth across the surface. And so what you get is a grid of information that tells you the height at each point on the surface. And we reconstruct that then as a shaded image that looks like a surface, and we present it to the user who's wearing a head-mounted display, which is basically two small television sets, one in front of each eye, and then we change the picture according to how the user moves, so it looks to them like there's a plastic surface floating out in space in front of them.
It isn't just any view of the invisible. The movements of his hand are monitored by a computer. And just by moving forward, he can zoom into the image to inspect detail. Chemists will be able to go from merely passively watching the surface into a world where they can grasp, turn, and rotate the image.
The idea is to represent things in a natural way, but it deals with surfaces at its most basic level, and those are very natural and understandable to humans. And so we've tried to provide an interface that lets the scientists concentrate on the surface itself instead of on the interface to the instrument.
We can visualize the surface of matter, a valuable tool to a chemist. It's getting closer to reality, but it's still only a representation.
Some of the most inconspicuous elements. Beryllium, keeping the time. Beryllium can be found in the springs of wind-up watches. Americium, discovered in America. This radioactive element makes smoke alarms work. Europium. You're looking at it right now. It's in the phosphor that makes your TV screen glow. Osmium. For the very best fountain pen nib, you don't need gold, but a hard osmium alloy. Selenium. Its electrical properties change with light. Very handy in photocopiers. Antimony. Listen to a church bell. You could be listening to brass with just a little bit of antimony added. 6 inconspicuous elements.